Shartimus Prime, Shartimus Prime. Reading comics, toys are hella sick, hella whacking it. Taking bad hits, taking back hits. Shartimus, subscribe for more things.
If you weren't gonna go for the head, at least you could have gone for the arm, right? Hey, what's up you guys? Shartimus Prime here, doing another Marvel Legends action figure review on the GameStop exclusive Marvel GamerVerse 6-inch scale PS4 Spider-Man. If you're trying to pick this up, you can get it at GameStop. And I did not personally catch this myself at GameStop like a dummy. I did not get my pre-order in, nor was I lucky enough to find one at any of my local GameStop stores. But luckily, X-Man87 kept his hunt going, even though he found himself a couple of copies. I really do appreciate it, brother. Thank you so much. And also thank you to Justine. I highly recommend you check out X-Man87's YouTube channel. He just started his YouTube channel. He's posted one video, and that's a review on the PS4 Spider-Man, so I highly recommend it. Link in the description below. Go ahead and subscribe. Also, check out Justine's Instagram. Link in the description below as well. And we get some really nice looking packaging right over here. I like that we get the textured red right here at the bottom. You can see that white Spider-Man logo in the very back right there, so that's really nifty. You could also see some of the gray, like, spider webbing right there at the very top. Well, if I darken things up, you can see it. I think that's pretty cool. And on the side, we get a nice image of Spider-Man right over there, and then on the back, you can see some images from the video game, and then there's a read-up over here in multiple languages. If you want to read it, go ahead and pause it now. Then we get Spider-Man again on this side, and then I already showed off the top. Not much more at the bottom, so let's get to it and crack this thing open. And here's the PS4 Spider-Man figure out of the packaging, and I'm very excited to have a new Spider-Man figure with this body mold. I think the last Spidey figure we saw with this body mold was the first time we saw this body mold with the second Spider-Man 2099 figure. So I'm really happy to see this again, especially with the blue and red, and I like the articulation on this body mold quite a bit. So I'm already pretty happy with it. He does come with a number of accessories, so let's take a closer look at those, and then we'll take a closer look at Spider-Man. Actually, before taking a closer look at the accessories, I want to mention that the packaging is actually a bit different on this piece. It doesn't have a clear piece of plastic going across the top. It does have a cover over the figure right here, but yeah, this piece right here is separate, so I thought that was just a little bit interesting. But anyway, we have two different webs right over here, and then we have two different sets of hands, and I do like how they came out. We get this beautiful white paint right over here over the red and black. I think it looks really good. I love how they got the knuckles right over there all painted. So we get the thwipping hands, and then we get the fisted hands right here. Again, nice white paint over the red. Looks really good. I really wish we got wall crawling hands. Why couldn't we get wall crawling hands? And while I'm kind of getting a little angsty towards Hasbro, I want to mention I have a bone to pick, man, because we have these awesome webs. Well, they're not awesome. They're okay. We have these good looking webs right here. I do like that there's like a pearlescent sheen, so that's why I jumped to that word awesome, because I do like that. And these aren't bad. They came with the Amazing Spider-Man 2 figure. I think it was Amazing Spider-Man 1 actually. Yeah, I could be wrong, but yeah, that's the first one, and then here's the second one. They're pretty much the same thing, very similar. But we could get some with bendy wires. That would be really awesome, but I've heard from Hasbro many times in the past that that would be too thin to fit in a bendy wire. And then I just recently acquired the NECA Toys Ultimate Alien figure, and we have a face hugger right here with a very thin tail that has a bendy wire in it. And this is about the same thickness, no? Maybe it's a little bit thinner. I do think the webbing is actually maybe just a little bit thinner. But, yeah, tails and constrictor tendrils and stuff like that for Marvel Legends, that you could use a bendy wire. Yeah, so there's no excuse, man. Like that Red Goblin figure in the future, that's not going to have a bendy tail or anything. We really just don't get any bendy wire accessories at all from Hasbro, or we rarely ever do, and I think we could get a lot more of them, especially seeing this really thin tail right here with a bendy wire in it. Ooh, I forgot to mention earlier, I wanted to invite you guys to join me on Twitch this afternoon. I will be playing the PS4 Spider-Man game over on Twitch, so check that out. Link in the description below. Now, I will do some head swaps later on. I've heard a lot of people complain about this head sculpt, and I agree. You know, this is the Spider UK head sculpt on here, and I feel like the jaw is just a bit too wide for this figure. However, this is supposed to be a Spider-Man / Peter Parker in his prime. You know, imagine him in his kind of like mid-20s or early 30s, you know? So, you know, he should kind of have a very mature look, but still, I just feel like that jaw is a bit too wide. A minor nitpick is the color red right here. It is just slightly different, and it's not enough to really upset me a lot, but like I said, it's a strong nitpick. Strong as far as, you know, the nitpicking end of side of things. But anyway, I think we're getting some pretty good looking paint apps. You know, the white looks pretty good over the black. You know, the deco right there for the cobweb pattern looks really good. Then looking at the rest of this figure, I just really love this body mold. You know, even vanilla pose, it looks great. But yeah, I think we're getting some really nice deco throughout on this. You know, we get some nice white right over here for the spider logo. Little tiny splotch right there, but not enough to upset me. I think it looks really good. You could tilt this up right there and you could see some more white in there. And then on the back you get the spider logo, and they have the paint all the way through on those butterfly joints right there, so that is great. And then you could crunch forward and you could see some more white going on right there. And as X-Manny87 mentioned in his review of this figure, there are seams missing throughout. So the blue portions are supposed to have a lot of seams going on. He did a pretty good comparison next to a PS4 Spider-Man statue where you could really see the difference. So again, check out his video, subscribe, and you could see right here that we don't get any of those kinds of details, which is okay. You know, I think for a Marvel Legend, I wouldn't expect a whole ton of extra, you know, added seams and stuff to a reused body mold, and plus I really like this body mold too. But I am a little frustrated that we see red through the pins right here on this side. You know, that's irksome, but we have red on this side. If they can have dual colored pins at some point, that would be really awesome. And then looking at the webbing right here in the white on the back of the forearm, looks pretty good. I'm liking that, so not a whole lot of complaints over there. And then getting this right there looks pretty good too. So yeah, as was getting some really clean paint apps on this. When I first opened this up, the legs were warped severely. So getting them all straightened out, I had to heat them up and straighten them out. But if you wanted to see what it looked like, oh my god, isn't that horrible or what? Right? Yeah, but it's an easy fix, so not a big deal. But anyway, looking at the feet right here, they look pretty good. You know, a little red splotch right there. But yeah, for the most part, I like it. Peg holes at the bottom of the feet, and looking at the back, you can see the calves, the PS4 spider butt, and then we get that logo again. Now, I really like the articulation on this figure. You can move his head all the way up, which is awesome, and you can move the head all the way down. It does shift forward and back just a little bit. You get side-to-side motion right there, and just tiny little bit of head wobblage like that. We do get the butterfly joints, which work out really good on this particular mold, and you can move the shoulders up that much and down. You can rotate 360, you get a bicep swivel, and my only real gripe with this body mold is that the double jointed elbows don't bend in as far as I think they should. It's just a little bit more than 90 degrees. And we also get wrist swivels that turn side to side and hinge up and down. And then you get an ab crunch forward, ab crunch back, waist swivel, hips move outward, and you can get them kicking forward that much and back a tiny bit, upper thigh cut, double jointed knees, calf rotation, ankles move down, ankles move up, and he does have ankle pivot. One thing I wanted to mention is that because this is a Spider-Man figure, you can only get his leg moving up that far, but with the Pizza Spidey figure, you can get a higher kick, right? So that's just a little bit more with the Pizza Spidey figure. It doesn't seem significant to probably a lot of people, but to me, yeah, that makes a huge difference. So I guess I had more than one gripe about this body mold. Oops. Even just vanilla pose like that, this figure looks dope, right? I feel like that really says something when a figure's vanilla pose and it looks just really awesome. Anyway, measuring him out, you can see that he's standing just a little under 6.5 inches tall. Now for a size comparison, here's the PS4 Spider-Man figure next to the Marvel Legends Pizza Spider-Man figure. And one thing I should mention is that when I play the game, I actually do like the classic costume over anything else, I think. But I wanted to do a head swap. Then you just pop that off right there, and pop that off right there, and pop that on right there, and that does not look too bad. I do feel like the eyes are kind of big, and the head is a little on the small side, maybe. But yeah, the PS4 Spider-Man definitely has smaller eyepieces in the design. I was thinking that it could work with maybe a superior Spider-Man head sculpt on here. So I wanted to see, ooh, that actually fits on quite nicely. The head does look a little on the small side, so that kind of irks me some. I did see Manny use the Hasbro McFarlane Spidey head on this body, so check out his review if you want to see that. Mine's in a very delicate place, hanging from the ceiling, and I don't want to ruin it. Sorry, you guys, but yeah. So check out his video if you want to see that McFarlane head swap. Then here's the PS4 Spider-Man figure next to the Marvel Legends Amazing Spider-Man 1 movie figure, and there are some similarities over here. The spider logo, you know, I think this was inspired by this right there. Also, the shoes right here on this Spider-Man are supposed to be inspired by sneakers, I think. Same deal with the Amazing Spider-Man 1 figure, and plus this figure came with the same webbings that this figure has. And then for your PS4 Spider-Man figure comparison, we have the 6-inch Marvel Legend next to the 3.75-inch GamerVerse version right there. And if you haven't seen the review of that, check it out. But I do like the colors a lot more on this Marvel Legend figure. they're much more saturated, and I feel like these are a bit dulled out on the 3 3/4 inch version right here. Both good looking pieces though, but yeah, I definitely like how this one came out a little bit more so. Plus, we do have a little bit more of an accurate white pattern right there, right? It's supposed to be more narrow like that as opposed to this one where I feel like the legs are kind of spread out a little bit more. Then here's a PS4 Spider-Man figure. Next to your average 6-inch scale figure, we have the Marvel Legends Big Time Negative Spider-Man. Hey brother. Hey brother. Hey, cool game and all, but what's with that stupid spider logo on your chest, huh? Is Andrew Garfield in there or something? Yeah, it's so stupid. I gotta thank you guys again for watching my video. I really do appreciate it, especially when you guys watch these videos all the way from the beginning to the end. It really does help out this YouTube channel quite a bit. As well as if you hit that like button if you like the video, leave a comment down below, hit that subscribe button as well as the notification bell if you have not already. I really like this figure a lot. I love the PS4 Spider-Man game. I don't play many games, but man, I love that game. I can't wait to play it again. I love the Spider-Man 2 game from back in the day, and I feel like this one is very similar to that one, just way better. And it's just, I don't know, I've been having a lot of fun. I'm only 70% on the way through. I gotta pick up the DLCs. But anyway, come through to the Twitch, hang out. And again, this figure right here I think is awesome. I knew I was going to like it even before I got my hands on it. I really like this body mold. I have a couple of gripes about it, but nothing that really bothers me too much. I gotta say my number one gripe is that he does not come with the wide open wall crawling hands. That's my biggest gripe. If you're gonna include interchangeable hands, include all the interchangeable hands, man. But regardless, I'm still giving this figure a stud rating of
I love it!
And I want to know what you guys think. Does the head sculpt still bother you? Now that I have this figure in hand, I'm realizing that that head sculpt doesn't really bother me as much as I thought it would. I just really like this figure a lot. Pretty awesome to pose around, so stick around for the photo gallery. If you want to see the latest in Marvel news, photos, and forums, you can check it all out over at marvelousnews.com. And if you want to stay in touch with me on the social media, you can follow me on Instagram, Twitter, and again on Twitch. Links to everything in the description below. I'll catch you guys later. Peace!
I'm gonna play with my toys today. Well, I don't care what my people say. I'm gonna play with my toys today. Can't have one, I gotta get them all. Time to make a trip to the local mall. Oh yeah!
That's crispy.
Hey, new ShartimusPrime videos. Hey, you should click one. Yeah, click on one of them. Or subscribe if you haven't. Hey, brother. Oh, great God.